here to reflect on the eternal message of the Quran, which is through God, and I am going to read and try to understand the message of Allah Almighty of chapter 82 of the Holy Quran, as it is mentioned earlier on the subtitle, on the thumbnail actually. So we are going to study it, read it, and reflect and think and ponder over the Quranic verses, which are very important, as this is the blessed month of all the Islamic months. And in this very blessed month of Ramadan, we are fasting. So let us study the Quran and understand. Once we understand the Quran, we easily act upon the commandments of God, which is Allah Almighty. So let us begin with a translation, which is very simple translation, which is understandable, which everyone can understand easily. So this is an English translation, and we are going to study it. We are going to read it, and then we also will understand, try to think, try to reflect, try to use reason, so that we will be able to act upon the teachings of God and the teachings of His Messenger, Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of God be upon him. So let us begin. Chapter 82 of the Quran begins with the first verse. When the sky breaks apart and when the stars fall scattering and when the seas are erupted and when the contents of the graves are scattered, a soul will then know what is put forth and kept back on that day, on the day of judgment. On that day, a soul will then know what it has put forth and kept back. O mankind, what has deceived you concerning your Lord, the generous? This verse addressing the whole of humankind, saying, what has deceived you concerning your Lord, the Allah Almighty, the generous? What has deceived you? Why have you been deceived by Satan? What's wrong with you? That you worship others besides God, Allah Almighty? It's the worst thing one can do. God is alone in His majesty, in His power. So we are asked, we are addressed as mankind. What has deceived you concerning your Lord, the generous? That's what the Quran addresses us as. O mankind, what has deceived you concerning your Lord, the generous? That's how we are addressed in this verse. What has deceived you concerning your Lord? You worship pigs and snakes and idols and so on and so forth. Why do you do that? When your Lord is most generous, most knowing, most wise, eternal. So, the Quran, the eternal message of the Quran, addresses us as mankind, what has deceived you concerning your Lord. This is how we are addressed in the Quran. Those who do not worship Allah Almighty, they are addressed as, O mankind, what has deceived you concerning your Lord? Why? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? That you are worshipping other than Allah? You are associating partners with Him? And so on and so other things. So we, the mankind, is asked, what has deceived you concerning your Lord, the generous? The very next verse, who created you, proportioned you, and balanced you? Then a question is asked to reflect, to ponder, to understand. Who created you, O mankind? Who created you? Who proportioned you? And who balanced you? Indeed, it is Allah. Indeed, it is the Creator, the sole Creator of the universe and everything that we see and that we don't see. So we are told, who created you, proportioned you, and balanced you? Indeed, Allah created us, proportioned us, and balanced us. In whatever form He willed, has He assembled you. Oh, but you deny the recompense. Still, there are some people who deny the recompense, who deny the day of judgment, who deny the resurrection, who deny the life of the dead, who deny the day of judgment, who deny the eternal life of paradise, who deny the eternal life of hellfire. So there are people who deny, and indeed appointed over you are keepers. So there are keepers. With every life, there are keepers who keep recording us, our actions. And these, whatever we do, they are recorded. They are recorded. Every person, there are keepers who record. Noble and recording. Noble and recording. They are Kiraman Katibeen, noble and recording. They know whatever you do, whatever you and me do, our actions and deeds are recorded, so that one day, on the day of judgment, we will see whatever we have put forth, whatever we have done. We will be asked, we will given our record. Those who will be given the record in the right hand will be dwelling in eternal paradise, eternal gardens of Eden. Those who will be given the record in their left hand, behind their backs, they will be dwelling, they will be thrown into the hellfire, which is eternal. A great punishment will that be on that day, on the day of judgment. The very next verse, indeed, the righteous will be in pleasure. Now this verse talks about the righteous, those who are conscious of Allah, those who fear Allah, those who obey Allah, those who obey His messenger. And the verse says, indeed, the righteous will be in pleasure. The doers of good will be in the pleasure, in the perennial pleasures of eternal gardens of Eden. And indeed, the wicked will be in hellfire. Now this verse talks about those who are wicked, who are sinners, those who are arrogant on earth, those who are those who make mockery of the believers. They are said, and indeed the wicked will be in hellfire. They will be dwelling in hellfire which is eternal, which is blazing hellfire, which is not a fire like in this world. That hellfire will be blazing, will be very tormenting, and the wicked will be there. Those deniers, those who deny Allah Almighty, those who deny His messengers, those who deny His books, those who deny His angels, they will be dwelling in the hellfire. Hellfire is waiting for them. So we have the responsibility, we Muslims have the responsibility to tell those mankind that the God is one, that is Allah, and messengers. So to deliver the message is our obligation, is our duty as a Muslim. So that's why I'm here live today to deliver the message to those who are believers and unbelievers both. Let us reflect, let us think about the Quranic message, which is eternal, which is amazing, which is the necessary for our salvation, eternal salvation. Let us move on to the next. They will enter to burn there on the day of recompense. This verse also talks about those dwelling in hellfire, the deniers, the unbelievers, those who associate others with Allah, those who reject Allah and His messengers, and so on and so forth. They will enter to burn therein on the day of recompense, and never therefrom will they be absent. You see, this verse also tells us that never therefrom will they be absent. It means that they will be dwelling eternally in hellfire. Those who associate others with Allah, those who deny Allah and His messengers, and so on and so forth. And what can make you know what is the day of recompense? Now the Quran tells us to reflect, to think, to reason. But what can make you know what is the day of recompense? Then what can make you know what is the day of recompense? It is the day. Now it tells us it is the day when a soul will not possess for another soul power to do a thing, and the command that day is entirely with Allah. That day Allah will command only. No one will have their friends beside them, helping them, giving their good deeds to them. No, that day not even family, not even your fathers and not even your parents will have the right to help you. No, they will not help you. They will not be able to help you. Only the command will be Allah's that day. So this was a very great chapter of the Quran, chapter 82, which is Al Infitar, 82 of the Quran, which is so powerful and asks us to reflect on the message for those deniers of Allah, for those who deny the existence of God, and for those who associate partners with Him, and so on and so forth. It also asks us to reflect, to reason, to think, to ponder over the message of Allah Almighty so that we can do good deeds in this world and the hereafter, which is eternal. It also talks about the pleasures of perennial pleasure of eternal garden for the doers of good, for the doers of good, for the righteous, for those conscious of Allah, for those who believe in Allah and the last day and His messengers and His books and His angels and so on and so forth. This is a very powerful chapter of the Quran which I have just studied before you and try to reflect and ponder over the teachings of the Allah Almighty for the Quran. This is a blessed month which gives us the opportunity to reflect and do some good deeds for our hereafter. So let us, my brothers and sisters, try to read the Quran while understanding the message of Allah Almighty so that it can help us eternally. Thank you so much for watching me today in this live, and perhaps we will be having another live session today so that we understand more and more of the Quran, which will help us do good deeds and achieve great rewards. So we have finished this chapter of the Quran, which is 82 of the Quran. In the next live session, we will have another session and we will be understanding the message there also. So stay connected with me on this channel and perhaps we will have opportunity of understanding and reflecting and using reason our